Hey, Big Brother fans. So, in the aftermath of the veto ceremony, Zache was scrambling to cover his butt after making a possibly game-ending screw-up, and we'll talk about what he's doing to shore up things. And Mickey is kind of running amok all over the house on Tuesday, while the actual HOH is just unbothered and napping. It's Belinda, and we are going to get into the latest insanity from the BB27 live feed. Some really funny stuff, some really insane stuff, including the strategic way that Zache is trying to undo his bonehead move. And hey, please click subscribe if you're not following us, and let's get into this quick update. So I did see comments here on our last video and also on the BB27X hashtag with people debating whether Zache didn't bone it up and he's just waiting to use his power until later this week. And I got to tell you, no, for a couple of reasons. The terminology about Zache's power is this verbatim. If you're on the block at the end of the veto meeting and you feel your game is in jeopardy, you can use this $10,000 to buy your safety. Keyword, at the end of the veto meeting. So he could wait and see how the veto meeting went and then had to play it at the end. That's just facts on the terminology. But also, if you're still questioning it, then Zache confirmed it himself late Monday night after the veto meeting in a chat with Morgan. If you've not seen anything on this, the spoilers that you'll see Wednesday on the show for the casuals on CBS. Catherine didn't use the power of veto, so Ava's original nominees, Stan, Keanu, Zache, and Vince, are going to face the BB blockbuster Thursday night. So here's how Zache is using his screw up to his advantage to try and save his game in case he doesn't win blockbuster. He sat down with Morgan, the girl who's crushing like crazy on him, and he told her about the power. And Zache said he didn't play it because he knew Morgan would have been the renom, which is half a truth, half a lie. Zache didn't play it because he thought he was safe and was hoping to keep the money. But yes, Morgan would have been the renom. And then Zache told Morgan, you know, he's only telling her about the power and why he didn't use it, so she'll know that Zache is loyal to her and she's his number one in the game. Clearly, he's worried Morgan would be more loyal to Vince, and now he's using his mistake as leverage. I mean, Zache's clever to do that because now Morgan's going to be out there campaigning for him and may reassure people that Zache and Lauren aren't a duo that needs to be targeted to be split up. But in reality, Morgan's trying to save Vinny and Zache both if she can, and Keanu knows this. And this led to some more drama we're going to talk about in a second. Zache cried on Mickey when she said he likely won't stay over Vince, that Vince probably has more votes. And just what's with all the boo-hooing out of the guys? Anyway, Mickey also has nonstop just had Rachel's name in her mouth. Morgan has too. Mickey got so riled up, she was telling Will, didn't tell Rachel, but was telling Will, she said, like, I will literally cut you down on national television and you will look really embarrassed in front of your husband and your children. End quote. Here's what's funny. Rachel's husband, Brendan, posted, if it makes anyone feel better, my kids have no idea who Mickey is and probably never will, with a big smiley face emoji. So that's kind of funny. Mickey also chewed Morgan a new one and told her she's the one that got Zache and Vince put on the block. Mickey said, you're literally hanging out with them all day and into the night. If anyone put them on the effing block, it was you. And Morgan's just like in shell shock, and she was just whispering, okay, and just letting Mickey rage at her. And then Mickey piled on to that conversation, said, that's the truth, but you don't want to hear anybody. You don't want to listen to nothing, which is crazy to me. Mickey was super aggressive with several people on Tuesday, also super aggro, talking about people behind their backs. Mickey chewed Morgan out and said she'd be a dumb ASS bish to trust her. Mickey said Morgan takes days before telling her she's at risk, but runs and warns Vince and Zache immediately, which is true. Mickey also counted off all the different people Morgan had been talking to. So Mickey's constantly clocking Morgan's movements around the house and letting her know she is, and was telling her, Will told me you pulled him. Meanwhile, Mickey's been pulling people all day, getting aggro, and it's just funny. Then Keanu who Mickey pulled in as part of a three-way confrontation with Morgan, he said that Mickey said Morgan said Vinny was her number one, which should be a reality check for Mickey, which is true. Morgan actually told Mickey some true things that Keanu said, but he just straight up lied and told Mickey, no, this is what happened. He was doing damage control, so it was just a he said, she said, but he was lying very convincingly. Then he reported back to Rachel on Morgan going behind backs and blabbing everything to Mickey, which is interesting. And by the way, Mickey also told Ashley, please stop talking. Fortunately for Mickey, we saw Ashley just laugh it off and say, you love me. But Mickey said, I really don't. So she's really kind of being aggressive to her, and Ashley's just laughing it off. The upshot is that the house guests are locked inside because they're building the wall comp outside. Everybody's going a bit stir crazy, and Mickey is just burning bridges left and right and playing crazy. She seems to think everybody owes her the truth, and she's entitled to all the info about everybody to be hand delivered to her. Reilly seems to think that too. I don't get how they don't understand the nature of the game is secretive. Funny moment. Keanu was in the gym doing squats with Morgan and Ashley and was in his tux with the butler butt and ripped his pants right up the back. I guess he was commando because he said his ASS cheeks were literally out. Morgan and Ashley were kind of circling him, trying to peek, and he backed up against the wall and said, stop, everybody chill out. They were howling with laughter. But one of the funniest things I think I might have ever seen on the live feeds happen today. I'm going to show you a picture of it. Vince was sitting down inside of his egg hiding, and Keanu has his face in one of the egg holes where the arms go, and Kelly had her face in the other. They had pulled up chairs, and they're all whispering into the egg's armholes, and they're just absolutely crap talking about Mickey and Morgan. Vince told them, Jimmy whispered on his way out the door, you can't trust Zache and Morgan. Another tidbit I enjoyed, over on the Reddit fandom, Catherine and Reilly's smush name is Rats, which I think about covers it. Even if Catherine is really leaning into this, that romance is going to turn into a no-mance the moment they leave, and she heads back and sees that trailer in Oklahoma. Just calling it like I see it. I did have a preliminary vote count for you guys, but the house went insane today. Mickey running all over, Morgan spiraling and crying, Keanu uncovering and then covering his ASS. So Zache accidentally said to Lauren, he was talking about a relationship that broke up, and he said with him, and then he's like, oh no, I meant them. And Lauren was kind of laughing, mentioned a breakup she had and said mine was with a him also. Zache was scrambling again, saying I meant them. It was a her. It was kind of funny, maybe Freudian, I don't know. So temperature check is, if it's Zache versus Vince, it could be a tie that Ava has to break. If it's Zache versus Keanu, it's looking like it's going to be Zache gone because he's on the block for the first time. He's strong. His game's been clocked. If it's Vince versus Keanu, the big guy might go. So votes are still shifting. There's still lots of time for talk between now and Thursday. With 13 in the House, 1 HOH, 2 final nominees, there's going to be 10 votes available. So it's 6 to evict, 5 to tie.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.